see if the presentation is working. Ladies and gentlemen, may I compliment you on still being here at the end of such a long day. I will try to be as short and concise as I can be. But I have something, at least from my point of view, which is very exciting to share with you. We are running a project at Maastricht University. My name is Bram Akkermans and I'm an associate professor, but also director of studies of one of our largest undergraduate programs, with about 1,000 students in the program. And law school in Europe is undergrad, so we also have undergrad law school students, and we are fighting a reputation issue here. And the reputation issue is, of course, for the whole world that law is a very boring thing to do. And it doesn't only exist on the outside world, it also exists and lives in our students. And sometimes, you know, students, let's say, doze off by the vast amount of literature that they have to read, the vast amount of theory that they have to do. And this is really not on par with the changing world. And a lot has been said about that, so I'm not going to repeat all of those things that have been said by other people in a much better way than I could ever done this. But we are really convinced in Maastricht, at least, that we are really, well, I mean, this is a K-12 quote, but it also applies to university to a large extent. We are really preparing our students for jobs that might not even exist. The legal profession, as we know it, is about to change dramatically. This is so old-fashioned in a way, and it's so much based on a very old idea of one person giving a service to another in a face-to-face world, and with face-to-face contact, that's going to change for sure. We know for sure. And there are others who think so too, and this book wasn't mentioned yet, so I'm happy to share it, but there's the two Suskins wrote a wonderful book on the future of the professions, where they really predict, you know, the times are changing. In the Netherlands, you can go to a grocery store now to make your last will. In the UK, you can also, it's called a Tesco solicitor, where in a supermarket you can provide and receive legal services. And that's really something that is unknown. So the next generation of students, the next generation of graduates are going to have to be able to do more than the traditional law school graduate is able to do. And for us, that focuses very much on skills. And this is a battle we have to fight within, you know, the law school domain. That it's not only about knowledge, but it's equally important to teach skills, and then 21st century skills. So what we're doing is to look at, okay, so what kind of things does a 21st century graduate have to do? And they have to collaborate, and they have to work together, they have to be able to process a vast amount of information. But we also think it's very important that they embrace 21st century technology. So we're doing something pretty exciting for us, at least, is that we are using wearables in the law school classroom. And then not so much in the content-related courses, but we're using wearable technology in law school simulations. So where students are mediating, or where students are practicing to plead a case in front of a judge. And we use these devices, these wearable devices, to be in direct contact with the students, so we can provide real-time live feedback to what they are doing. And this is really different than how we did this in the old days, because normally you run a simulation, and then at the end of the simulation, the students give each other feedback, and we as teachers give our students feedback, but then they have to do it again. But now with this wearable technology, we can send them messages. It's like sending secret messages that only the student can see. So we preserve the integrity of the simulation, because if I interfere as a teacher and I walk to a student, and then all of the class knows there's something going on, and I'm either helping, assisting, or steering in a certain direction. So these devices enable us to do wonderful things, and I can't show you how the Apple Watch works, but we made a little video just to show you how the Google Glass works, so how we do this. So we're pretty excited. This is a picture I took from one of my groups. So this is, it's not set-in scene like all of these wonderful videos, but this is really one group where you see this is a negotiation simulation, and the person wearing the Google Glass is chairing the negotiation. There are 25 people around the table, and I can send them messages saying, summarize this point, or perhaps you have to push that delegation on a certain thing. This for us is truly exciting, and the evaluation results are tremendous. We use A/B testing, so we prepare and train all students, but then randomly selected half gets to do it, and the other half doesn't get to do it. So we do a baseline, basically measurement, and then we, through interviews and evaluation forms, we measure the effect of what we're doing. Now with a group of 250 first-year students and about 180 third-year undergraduate law students. And the results, I must say, it's a little too early to say we're running it again this year to have sufficient data to properly publish about this. But the results are tremendous. For students to wear it, to use it, is really to love it. And so we are able to make it fun, but at the same time we are measuring reduction of anxiety in students, and we are really investigating for us. This is just the beginning. We can use virtual reality appliances. I think this is next. HoloLenses I'm tremendously interested in, but any virtual reality, because the data that we are gathering now, we can use to take this into the virtual world and to take this into the online world. We need to be comfortable, as law schools are traditional institutions. We need to be comfortable before we take this to the online level. We need to have the data required for that. And the Apple Watches, on a final note, are just tremendous using that. And mine at the moment is telling me through taptic feedback, you can't see this, but it's tapping me on my finger that my time is up. So thank you very much for your attention. Thanks.